Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're here at Overland Expo East, and behind me, the 4th generation 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. This one is finished off an exclusive Pro color called Terra. So this is their introductory color to the Pro, as they've done in the past. It will be available on other models for the next model year. But for this Pro, underneath the hood, it comes standard with the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbo hybrid. That's the iForce Max, pumping out 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. So we have a pretty quick truck and power plant for this all-new generation. Well, let's start up top with that iconic hood scoop. So for the Pro, they've always had the hood scoop. We have a few more bulges for this design to really give it an aggressive look and make it flow very nicely with the all-new front end. So we have the classic Toyota badge. Now we even have an LED bar just underneath that, forward-facing camera for those trail situations, LED rigid fog lights in the lower section, lots of cutouts, even a sensor now for the adaptive cruise control. Still have that plastic front bumper valance. Skid plates are underneath too. And then we have the LED headlights, turn signals, running lights, very nice dark housing for those too, just to match in very nicely. And I love all the contoured lines now, just gives it a really cool look. Now, as we work our way to the side, check out these massive fender flares. So this truck is actually right around 6 inches wider now than the previous model SRs. So we have that extra bulge there. We have the TRD upper control arms with that Fox suspension, gives it a little bit of a lift kit. And we have the 17-inch wheels wrapped in a 33-inch tire. So a little bit larger than the previous model to give you a little bit more clearance. TRD Pro badge is on the side of the hood too. We have a two-tone design for this truck. This is standard on only the Pro. So we have gloss black for the upper section, matches with the mirrors. We have the turn signal, another camera system too for that 360-degree view. Now this model also has sliders, and then we have that same design in the lower section of the door, just like the 3rd gen. So when I get my 4th gen, I might have some same wrapping ideas like I had for the 3rd gen. Now we have gloss black for the door handles too. It's around the window trim. And the Pro is only going to come with the 5-foot bed. If you want the 6-foot bed, you will have to go with a different model, but we have really nice bulges on the back of it as well. And all new for the 4th gen Tacoma now, we finally have the disc brakes in the rear, replacing those drums. So the Tacoma was the last model from Toyota to have disc brakes installed in the rear. Now for the rear suspension with that Fox setup, as well as a dampener up in the middle there to give the vehicle a little bit more stability. And with this vehicle, we also have the coil springs in the rear, so we have even more stabilizer bars. They have ditched the leaf springs now. For the upper trim levels, it will give it a much smoother ride too. Now for these particular sliders here, these are bolted on to the cab here, so it's just going to give you that underside protection. However, you can get the sliders that you mount to the frame to give you even more protection when you're off-roading. Now as we work our way to the rear of this, we have TRD Pro instead of Tacoma stamped in the back, which is really awesome to see, along with the iForce Max badge. We have the steel rear bumper here that has a really nice design. It's the ARB, and we have the jack points on both sides with these tow hooks too. So you can add these on to other models too, but we have those lift points too for out on the trails. And this can even tow right around 6,000 pounds or so. Now to gain access to this bed, there's 4 different ways you can do this. There's a button on both LED taillights, there's the electronic button on the liftgate, and then of course you can use the key fob. But what's really cool is you can use these buttons to close this as well. So you don't even have to do anything but push a button. We have that 5-foot bed with the plastic liner here. We even have all the channels for tie-down hooks. So they finally replaced the one up front. My 3rd gen did not have that. I use that all the time. We have that 2400 watt outlet on that one side, a little bit of storage space, and then over here a little bit more storage, but we also have some auxiliaries, so you can charge some electronics. If you're overlanding, camping, you have a place to do that. Now actually, I guess a 5th way to close this is you can just give it a little push there. So you could even use your knee if you had groceries or something, whatever you're doing in the back, and you can easily close that, which is really cool. And we even have the unique TRD Pro dual exhaust that comes out this driver's side. Now last up and back, this has that spoiler design with the 3rd brake light, as well as another camera system. There's the electronic sliding rear glass. And then if you haven't been able to tell, this TRD Pro has been off the pavement. It did about 6 or 7 hours of off-roading yesterday. It is a pre-production model, so they are doing some testing with it still, but look at how cool it looks in its natural environment with all of the dirt caked up everywhere. This is what I'm going to be doing with my 4th gen Toyota Tacoma. This is what it is built for, and as you can tell, they're testing it to really make sure that they have everything dialed in. Now, the back seats of this Pro, like I said, this is a pre-production model, so check out the TRD Off-Road as well as the Trail Hunter to see the back seats. But we can gain access to the front seats here, where we have the TRD Pro badge, carbon fiber-like material. We have the two different storage areas along with the JBL audio sound system. There's even some leather and red stitching to really give it a great look. Now, what is unique to the TRD Pro are these seats. These are the isodynamic seats. So you'll notice on the back of the seat, there's some suspension components that will really help give you the support both laterally, forwards, and backwards to keep you as comfortable and stabilized as you can, just to give you that added ride. Now you'll notice too, TRD is right in the middle. They're heated and ventilated. We have all the red stitching. They are also automatic, so we have all those controls. The one manual control is the recline and incline, since we have that suspension set up basically on the back of the seat. And as we get into the seat now, let's take a look at the bolstering support that we have. So it's both around my legs here, and for me, I'm not a very big person, but we have that support on both sides. So I couldn't imagine doing 60, 70 miles an hour maybe off-road and really see how the seat keeps me centered while you are having some fun. But let's turn our way to the TRD steering wheel now. With that red stripe in the middle, it's perforated leather. We have adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, mode, and tuning for your radio. Left side, all these are for that digital gauge cluster. There's even volume and the Bluetooth controls. Let's fire this up though with that TRD badge on the start button. We can get a startup now. Why don't we listen to it rev here? And as we take a look at the all-new digital gauge cluster, TAC is on the left side, miles per hour on that right side. If I use these arrows on the steering wheel, we can actually go through a little bit of information now. And you will notice that the info on both sides will change. So just depending on the mode that you are in, there's also pitch and roll along with degrees over on that right side. We have audio and then even settings that you can go into. Look at all the standard safety features that you can monitor in this truck. So you have a lot to go through. It's not too configurable, but it's nice that there are adjustments. So you can look at the iForce Max with that EV system along with your boost over on one side. Now, look at all of the controls we have on this left side. We have the LED bar up front, like I mentioned, the cargo light in the rear. This may come with switchback fog lights, so we might have amber and white as an option or standard for this model, so we'll just have to wait and see. We have some auxiliaries where you can hook up some more equipment, automatic headlights, traction control, power outlets that you have. You can open and close the tailgate. There's also the fuel cap release, dimmer switch that you can adjust there. JBL audio, like I mentioned, we have the head-up display too. So it shows miles per hour, lane keeping assist, distance pacing, what gear you're in. And we also have the removable JBL speaker. So if you're going camping or whatever, now you have a mobile Bluetooth speaker that you can carry you with ever, which is awesome to see. Rather than it just sitting up there in the dash, why not take it with you? And then for this massive infotainment screen, we have navigation along with your music. You can pair your phone. You have a few different things that you can go into as far as your vehicle information, vehicle alerts to monitor that. And then there's a few settings that you can go into to customize this and personalize it as needed. You can also hook your phone up to this as well, so it's a great size screen to go through all that info. Underneath that, look at all the carbon fiber-like material with the Toyota badge. We have more leather and stitching on the glove box. Lots of space, even storage up top as well. And then two air vents in the middle. Power and volume for the radio has a really cool off-road style knob to it, along with the climate controls on both sides. We have all the toggles for your fan speed, temperature, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel too. We have the trailer braking system, so if you're towing with your Tacoma, definitely beneficial to have. We get wireless charging, all of these auxiliaries, and more of that cool pattern for extra storage with your passenger grab handle. Now there's the e-brake, auto hold. We even have four-wheel drive with the rear locker. There's a tow and haul mode. We do have a few on-road driving modes. So just by twisting on this toggle, there's sport, normal, and eco. And the entire gauge cluster will change there depending on the mode that you're in. We get crawl control too with the multi-terrain select. Along with the trailer braking system, there's the backup assistance with a trailer. We also have that 3D camera system. So if you push on the view button down below, this is that 3D angle. If I shut that off now, put the truck into reverse, check out all of these angles that we have. It's a little distorted with the passenger door open at the moment, but we have so many different views that you can go through, even separate the screen there, which is awesome. There's some under camera angles too, so that way you can see what you're driving over, which is awesome. Now, as we work to these two controls, we do have a rear locker. We also have a front stabilizer disconnect. Now, this truck does not come with a front locker, but from what we have heard last night from the Toyota representatives, they decided to give this truck the sway bar disconnect because they wanted the truck to have as much contact with the ground as possible. So giving the truck the sway bar disconnect allows you more suspension travel up front, so you can get those tires on the ground for more grip. And this also has torque vectoring up front. So if one wheel starts to slip, it will apply the brakes to that wheel, send traction to the other wheel. So theoretically, you still have all of that traction without needing that front locker. It's a very cool and innovative system to see. We also have a little bit of storage in the center armrest there, and then take another look at these beautiful seats, exclusive to the TRD Pro. Up top, we gain a sunglass holder now since the crawl control selector is down below. We have the sunroof adjustments, even the dome lights, and then last up, that 360 camera system that is in the rear view mirror. But that is going to wrap it up for the all-new 4th generation Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, finished off in the all-new exclusive Terra color. And check this out, just like the Trail Hunter, we have TRD Pro on the side of the headlights, which is an awesome touch to see. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's walk around and first impressions for the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button because my 2024 Toyota Tacoma will be coming either sometime later this year or next. I'm super excited to start on this build, and huge shout out to Toyota here for letting us check this out. I will see you all in the next video.